Y'all want some content?
Been a while, huh? I don't really got a script right now, but I kind of promised everyone that I would, so I'll do it. This is the first Q&A of Software News. This has been a long time coming. It was supposed to come months ago, but I'm a lazy piece of shit, and that's not good. But now it's getting done now, so that's pretty good. The actual Q&A won't be too long. There's not a lot of questions that we have to go through, but there is a lot of other things I would like to talk about, and other video ideas, and I also would like to support my fellow content creators. So we'll just get through it. So here it is. The first part, the Q&A. And there are a few questions, a lot by Waffleman. He's been a prolific commenter in my what's it called? Oh, in my channel for like months. So there's that. And that's pretty cool. So let's get through it, shall we? So a person named Laura Guillemot. Guillemot? I have no fucking idea. I commented on it, but I think I can make a better Q&A right here. So it's like, what is your opinion on Clonk from Slap City as a boss? For someone that doesn't know, Clonk is actually the final boss of each of if you pick a character in Slap City and you go through the story mode, Clonk is the last boss. And what it does is that instead of Smash Ultimate, where it's there's a boss that moves around and you slowly beat him, it's actually a collection of tasks that you have to do, and you have to press buttons or hit buttons in this certain way in order to get to the next phase. Now you'd think this would be boring, so you would think this would be boring, but it's really not, because because the movement in this game is very good, and the enemies the enemies can be used in order to defeat this sort of thing, and to actually help you get better sequences when you actually play against it. It's definitely more enjoyable than the boss gauntlet in Smash Ultimate, and I would actually like to see this expanded in the future. We'll talk about Slap City in the next section, so we'll ignore that for now. Let's see the next one. The next one is from Amazi Sama. What do you think about Faust or Sin's RNG moves in Guilty Gear? So I have a different opinion for RNG in general, as the comment said in this video about I believe this comment came from my gripe on Smash Ultimate, and I had a few comments talking about how RNG isn't bad. It's when it's used all the time. I believe someone was talking about was it Super Smash? Yeah, Super Smash Flash Luigi. When it's 1 out of 6 in order to do a cyclone, so you basically had to treat it like it would always exist. So I understand that. I just still how do I put this? I just still don't like RNG, because you can repurpose it in order to do something else, or use it for a button, or a hold button in order to get a different property, rather than you just throw it out and it's a different overhead. But for Faust and Sin, especially in the game they're in right now, I don't think it's too bad. I think it could definitely be a lot worse. It could have been what's his name? Hero? Yeah, it could have been Hero. I've already explained why I dislike Hero, but Faust and Sin are fine. I just wish they would repurpose it to maybe you can hold the button so you can get a specific thrown object, maybe, but it's whatever. I can handle being wrong if I am. The next two come from my main boy Waffleman. He has been a prolific commenter and he's liked my content for a while. So he asks, what do you think the worst move in Rivals is? Now, if you mean move in general, I would assume you would say up B's included. I don't think you mean just the A button, tilts or something like that. So unless you mean that, I would say Etalus up B is pretty bad. Like sure it can spike and you can use it in combos. That's fine. But like the thing is that unlike because like a Zetterbrand's up B is pretty bad when it comes to like actually trying to get back on stage because it lasts for so long. But Endless is like so much worse because like it's a whole hurt box as you're doing it. So unlike Zetterburn, like if someone doesn't get it completely right, they could get hit by the burn and like you could like move away from it. Here it's like the only way to spike him is like to be under him and you wouldn't be under him if he's trying to recover high anyway. So it's like if if you're talking about up Bs included, I would definitely put Endless up there with up B being like the worst move to use in that game. What's your favorite platform fighter design that isn't from Rivals? Definitely Rush Hour Revolt. Even though it's not as like connected as Rivals of Aether, I do believe that most of the gimmicks that they give to these characters is pretty cool because it creates scenarios that are very interesting. Bar in fighting games is a very prolific topic, and I think if I were to explain it, it's kind of like Guilty Gear with bar or like with Roman cancels. You get a lot of opportunities in order to do something that not a lot of people do. So it's like Seth, right? Every single time you get a hit, you can spend that bar to do an EX move of whatever you want. And this makes it very good because it can be a better recovery. You can stun the floor. You can kill the opponent. The reason why I like this design is because it gives options. It gives a lot of options to the character rather than be like boring like Smash Ultimate. I know I'm not a Smash Ultimate hater. It just makes me a little angry when it's like when this game has been here for a long time and it's still basic as hell. I understand Sakurai's whole thing about like trying to improve how it looks like and like share the moves that the creators were from more than actually do a fighting game, but it still irks me to this fucking day. So to answer your question, what's your favorite platform fighter design that isn't from Rivals? That's definitely Rush Hour Revolt. I could talk about multiverses and other stuff, but we'll talk about that later, the next part. And I think this is the next two questions. Yeah, okay, yeah it is. Another one for Waffle Man. That's pretty cool. And it's a meme one. Thoughts on Home Depot? Home Depot is actually not a bad place. When I was younger, I probably would have thought that Home Depot was like the worst thing on the planet because it's not like Walmart where you get like everything that you want as a child, Pokemon cards, candy, stuff like that. But if I'm gonna be honest, when you become an adult, Home Depot becomes more and more pleasing to the eye. You need doors, you need cabinets, you need pieces of wood, you need spare gears and parts. Home Depot becomes more and more goated as you become older, and I think that's why and I think it also has something to do with being Hispanic, because I don't know why every single time I think it's like every Latino just like slowly as they become older just gets more and more in tune with Home Depot as the life goes on. Like I already believe heaven exists, and I believe heaven exists, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a part of heaven that was for Latinos, and it's just on the side. It just has Home Depot. Like it's kind of just ingrained in your DNA that as you get older and you're Hispanic, you go to the Home Depot section. So, wow, that was actually a pretty good question, even though it was a meme one. So, this is the final one, and this is gonna be rough. So, what is your plan for the future of this channel? This was from 3 months ago. Okay, so if I'm going to be honest, my plan for the future of this channel is to keep doing what I've been doing since 4 months ago. That's to write content that I think that people want in the future for platform fighters. I want to continue that for a few years, and potentially I also want to get monetized, but I can only get monetized for like 1,000 subs and certain watch times. So I need to plan on that. I would like to make this full time, but for right now, it's only really gonna look like it's gonna be a hobby and things like that. But I truly believe that I could do this full time, get better animators and do it like that for a long while. So what's my future? Definitely to keep this going, what I have been doing for the next like maybe 3 years. I also plan to do a lot of other things in the future that aren't platform fighter based. Maybe create an alternative channel where I can talk about the things that I want to talk about, which we'll get into with the next section. So, what is your plan for the future of this channel? In the next 5 years, I want to do the exact thing that I have been doing, talking about platform fighters, and maybe sometimes, like with the Yu-Gi-Oh video, just put out something that I really enjoy that maybe others would enjoy as well. So basically the same thing what we're doing, but hopefully in the future I get monetized. That's basically my plan. It's not the best plan in the fucking world, but it is a plan. So that's really it. So those are all the questions. Those are all the questions I think, and we can get this isn't a one-time thing. We can do this more and more as it passes through. But that was technically all the questions. But do not change the channel, everyone, because there's still more things to talk about. So the things that I want to talk about. There's actually some comments that I went through that gave me some thought when I actually went through them, and I just want to go over that for other people. For example, Benjamin Gazinki. Here's the comment. It talked about Red Earth and how it's like really good. I agree, and I actually think I should probably talk about that in the near future. After this, I'll actually get to like the topics that I'll get to in the future. But right now, let's look at like just some interesting comments. Like he talks about Red Earth. Maybe I should talk about Red Earth because if I'm gonna be honest, I think that content when it comes to fighting games has been subpar for years. Like, do not let Maximilian fool you. Every single boss battle in fucking fighting games is fucking stupid and should probably be like changed to actually be fun. But maybe that's just a hot take for me. Who knows? MC, oh my god, I love this guy. MC Hawaii. I talk to him sometimes. He's pretty cool. He says Dennis Finding Herrings has legit the best boss battle fight. Yes, actually, yes. Even more than Mortal Kombat, even more than you can think of every single boss battle when it comes to like King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, anything, and it's still nothing compared to Dennis Fighting Herds. Dennis Fighting Herds actually teaches you how to play against about like archetypes. Literally, almost no fighting game for the past 15 years has done. It is kind of weird that Dennis Fighting Herds, like with its cartoony art style, can do that, and no AAA developer has been able to do this. And I give respect to Dennis Fighting Herds because you could call it, oh, it's just a My Little Pony ripoff. Listen, the animations are cool. The characters are actually fun to play. It's getting DLC. I respect Dennis Fighting Herds for what it does. I don't care how goofy it looks. It has heart in it. So there's that. This is by Rory. Brilliant video. Brilliant video. Never thought about this. Also, you kind of sound like iDubbbz. I don't know how to take that, so I'll just put that there for the world to see. I don't know. Okay. Restless Central. I feel so bad. Because I basically lied to this man. He says, watching this video again, saw where you were waiting for Iro DE, which has been released recently. I hope you enjoyed them. I said I was going to make a video about it in a week, and I completely forgot about it because ADHD is a fucking bitch. So I'm sorry, Restless. That's my bad. We'll talk about it after this section, because there's a lot to get through. That's my bad, dog. I actually really want to make that video because I actually have a lot to critique about it. Not too bad, just like we'll wait for it. Oh great, here's another one by Q Phantom. I'm sorry, dude. I heard Framemakers is coming January 18th. Will you make a video about it? Okay, so I actually have audio for Framemakers, and I have audio for Flash Party. I have audios for all these things, but I'm gonna be honest. When I listen to it back, those videos sound stupid. Like the arguments for it sounded like stupid. Not only that, but to get footage in it, I would have to use like other footage from people I don't know, or if it's like me, um, what's it called? If it's like my footage, so my PC is trash. Like it can run Rivals fine, but for every other platform fighter that I ever play, it sucks. It's why I don't play Praymakers. It's not because I think it's bad, but every single time I play it, it feels like there's like 3 frames every single second, every single time that I play. So that's kind of the reason why that those type of videos are really hard to make, because actually trying to play and get footage about it sucks because my PC sucks. And that's basically it. So I'm sorry, Q Phantom. I was supposed to do it, and I don't think I can. I can talk about it still from what I have played, but we're gonna have to figure it out. So if you're wondering why I have it, this is also with Stardust Valkyrie, by the way. I have literally all of everything that I need for. I did the voice acting, everything for Stardust Valkyrie. I just needed the footage, and I can't play it on this because it's too bad. Maybe if I get another one, I can actually start doing that. But I'll stick to topics now. Sweeted Basher. Okay, so this is very interesting. I'm just gonna leave the original one here because, I could be wrong and stuff. I'm not angry if like my things get talked about and that people disagree. I'll leave it up there so that you can see it. I won't talk about it, not because I don't disagree with it, but I think the second part is like the more thing that should be talked about, and that is overall, I think the video is pretty solid, but my main gripe with it was that you kind of just saying random stuff that you didn't like about Ultimate instead of saying what we're all thinking of. There's just better platform fighters nowadays. That hit me like a truck because he's kind of right. He's kind of right. Like some of the gripes that I have about Ultimate aren't what people actually have gripes about, and sometimes I put that over others when it comes to like playing Ultimate. And it's actually a very good video topic someday because he's right, and I feel as though that this channel is supposed to be talking about the things that people don't really express in platform fighters. For example, no one talks about Smash 4 Falco. No one talks well, there was that channel that did custom moves a long time ago, but no one talked about it essentially like this. No one talks about Smash Ultimate versus Smash 4. Because everyone just automatically believes that Smash 4 is a trash game, that I would rather ship rigs, and of course Ultimate is better because it plays faster sometimes. We talked about different things, and I feel like I did a disservice with that video because I probably should have done this point, and that is there's better platform fighters to enjoy nowadays. Probably talk about Rushdown Revolt, talk about Frameworkers and things like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I dropped the ball. I dropped the ball with that one. I hope in the future that I can make it up to people and like actually make that video a reality. Because after I read this comment, wow, I definitely had some introspection with that thing. So what is your name? What is your name again? Sorry, bud. Suited Basher, thank you for giving me that end quote because you're pretty right. You're pretty right, and I don't disagree with it at all. I think I should talk about that later, and I probably will. So there's some introspection with that. This is from Bernard. I think it would be great to have a me and S in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate like thing in Rivals of Aether. I think it would be great to have a me in Smash Bros. Ultimate like thing in Rivals of Aether. Oh, so I think he means like 3 different moves on a character, which I kind of talked about when it comes to custom moves. But I definitely agree. This could be a topic for later, and I just think it was interesting. I think it was good to just put it on the screen. This is by the next one, and the final one is by Cominary XP. I love this guy. He he memes me on Twitter sometimes. That's pretty cool. He says you could. This was about that video I did. You could try to avoid it by making a video about big characters in fighting games. Okay. So I'm gonna expose my belly, so to speak. I play mostly Smash Brothers. So I play mostly Smash Brothers and Platinum Fighters. Does that mean I haven't played 2D fighters at all? No, I've played Blue, Central Fiction, and things like that. It's just that I'm the quintessential. I'm trying to do combos and I can't. Plus I don't have a lot of time to play things that are 2D fighters. I've played Guilty Gear, I've played Central Fiction and things like that for like a good 20 hours. I need to play more because I think I could actually do well. Like it's pretty much just I gotta figure out a way to do combos, and with my ADHD, it really makes it hard for me to like input the things I want to input, especially since how these inputs are very new to me. So if I wanted to make a video about big characters or fighting games, I would want to actually be able to play these fighting games first, at least mediocrely, before I get to like a big video like that, because I could do platform fighters in general, but I would rather, to talk about big characters, I would want to play every other big character with some sort of mediocre success. So maybe I was saying like maybe 2 months I can like spend a month in order to actually play Central Fiction and a version of Guilty and like Xrd if I really can, just so I can like actually understand 2D fighters more, so that I could talk about big characters. That would be my takeaway. So I would want to do that. Let's get good at 2D fighters first. And that's a big jump, but I feel like in a month or two, if I dedicate it, I can do it. Okay, so that is the last part. That's just the things that gave me some introspection that I would like to show you all. And I guess we should go to the second to last thing, which is the topics that I actually go through. These are just topics that I would want to do in videos. It doesn't mean they'll come out soon. It just means that they're on my mind right now. So if you're asking, where's this video? It's probably coming. It's gonna take a long time, but. So this is the platform fighter side, and then we'll talk about other topics that I want to talk about. So platform fighter topics. Casual modes in platform fighters. That's one. Stages are important. That's two. Workshop characters. Part 2. I have actually had a comment talking about how they would like me to talk about workshop characters part 2. And I wouldn't be adverse to that. I still think there are characters that are as interesting as my part 1 that I could put. I'll just spoil one of them. One of them is definitely Hikaru. I definitely think I definitely think that Hikaru has a lot to offer if she was a character in Rivals 2. She has a lot of good gimmicks. Her thing is interesting. Her glide is interesting. And we can talk about that when it comes to part 2. The next one, Rivals of Aether Top 18 Countdown. People have specifically my friend has been asking me this, and I feel like I will, only because it's generic enough where people would want to actually click the video and see my opinions. Just to warn you, the opinions for the top 18 are going to be weird, because some characters I just don't play because they're boring. Or I just hate them because I hate facing against them. So if you're gonna judge it, you gotta preface it with that, because there's going to be a lot of here that are just like, that's weird. I wouldn't consider that top 2 or bottom 3 and stuff like that. So look out for that. Ugh, Jesus. Rivals, more than just a workshop. Okay, so maybe this should have been talked about in the last one, but I won't say who, but someone talked to me about how, well, the reason why they like my content so much is because Rivals has too much of the same stuff for the past 5 years. I asked them what do they mean about that, and they said Rivals content goes 3 ways. Breakdown analysis from like trailers and stuff, teaching people, and workshop, and that's it. When you think about Rivals of Aether content, that's really what it is. It's just those three. And so he said that the reason why I like your channel is because these sort of topics are never talked about when it comes to the Rivals community, and they're actually somewhat enjoyable. So they gave me props for that, which is kind of my point of this channel. I don't want to talk about things that, you know, every single other person has talked about ever. Like, I was going to make a video about like about should Rivals go free to play, and then I kind of just realized everyone has already talked about this, and most of my points are the same anyway. No one cares. It's not interesting. I don't want to do it. And that's kind of how videos that's how videos don't get made, when I'm just like everyone or other people has already done this and I can't add to anything anyway. So when it comes to that, I try to just get topics that nobody talks about, so that it could differentiate me in order to get more content. And he's kind of true. There's only like 3 different types of content that you can do when it comes to Rivals of Aether. No one tries to do a spin in it. Well, I'll talk about it in the end, but mostly it's just that. Not to harp on Zeta or anything, you know, chase your bag, but I'm saying there's a lot more interesting things than just workshop and Rivals that you could focus on. There's much more than just breakdown videos. There's much more than just teaching people. There's a lot of things in this game that should be appreciated, but it's not. So, just to put that out there. Okay, so what's the next one? The new Iroh is still cool. This is a reference to the other one, DEX Iroh. Whatever. It's like the new Iroh that I really love. And I have gripes. Not really gripes. I'll talk about it in the video. But new Iroh is still pretty cool, even though it's completely different than what I thought it was gonna be. And I'll talk about it later. The Bros. Okay, so what is the Bros? This is basically every single main that I've ever played in a platform fighter, and I think this is probably the video I would really want to make, because there's a lot of minute reasons why I used to play a lot of characters that are very strange. Like, I was the person in what is it? I was the person in Smash 4 that played Dr. Mario, and I actually won. It's like, I was pretty much the best person to play that game in my friend group, and I played a character that was quote-unquote ass. But you could surprisingly make a lot of characters do a lot of stuff in that game. And it's not just in that game, I mean in stuff in general. Like, I could talk about Slap City and my character that I'm going to play. I won't tell you it now, but I think the Bros video could actually do a lot, and it can like show my personality a little bit. My main problem has always been like making scripts. I have to try to not be as funny, outrageous as I know I can be, because it won't get the point of the video. Like, I don't try to swear. I don't try to make funny like sort of things unless it's like in the background, because I want people to hear the points. But slowly but surely, I'm trying to find that balance in how I can do it. I feel like the only way I could do it is if like I can add to the script some jokes. So do something like my workshop video did, where I had jokes and I said them right there and I put them in the script. So maybe I could do that more. Maybe I could have someone else be funny with me. Who knows? But that's just basically my thought process with it. This is a big one. Cancel platform fighters. Nobody talks about this, but there's been a lot of canceled projects, not only on Kickstarter, but on like other sort of things in the platform fighter genre that no one talks about. And a lot of its history is very interesting, especially like the artwork and like the engines that they were already using, like Air Dash Online. Nobody talks about Air Dash Online, even though it's been like, how long has it been? Like 6 years? I don't fucking know. It's been a long ass while since anyone talked about Air Dash Online. So to bring it up again and to like maybe have people see the underside of hard work when it comes to these games, maybe people can get more of an appreciation for things like Frame Makers and things like Rushdown Revolt, and the fact that they can succeed. They may not do as well as Smash right now, I think Rushdown Revolt can take it. But I really think that the games that we do have, even though we wish for them to be better, like Multiverses, let's at least let's at least be appreciative that it didn't end up like this. So cancel Platform Fighters. That is actually a big one. I think that would be a banger video. Maybe I can do it. Here's the last one. Did patches matter? So I got a comment, not from my side, but like from randomly about how it's like, well, if Smash Ultimate had patches again, it would make like the game state more fresh. And I don't think that's true at all, considering that like even when it comes to Smash 4 patches, most of the patches that we get are really not that impactful. Like someone might say blasphemy. Sorry. Someone might say blasphemy when it comes to Smash 4 because of like Diddy being oppressive and things like that. But to be honest, the only characters that were affected greatly was like Diddy and Sheik. I really can't think of any other character that was doo-doo butt cheeks in that game afterward, because it wasn't Bayonetta, because they did a patch and she was still okay, and the quote just SDI bit came out. And when it comes to Ultimate, most of the time the patches don't really matter anyway. Sometimes it's like a forward tilt from Donkey Kong that like sends it a little more feet. Like it doesn't actually impact the character. I actually think that patches, especially in Smash Ultimate, hasn't really done like a lot when it comes to that. Sometimes it does, like maybe in Ike, like maybe with Ike, to tone them down a little bit. But in general, I don't really think that it would be a lot. I don't think that patches really mattered too much when it comes to like the competitive area being fresh because of it, because most of their decisions are fucking stupid. So that's the platform fighter topics. So let's get into the topics that like are not platform fighter based that I would talk about. See, I like card games, so these next few topics will talk about them. Why I love Inscription. Inscription is literally one of the best games I've ever played ever, and that's because I really enjoy card games and I really enjoy the D&D aspect that it did, and the story is just magnificent. If you haven't played Inscription yet, please play Inscription. It's so good, and it kind of tears my heart that there's like no new content when it comes to Inscription nowadays, because it's so good. The fan mods of it are so good. Like the updates are so good. I want to play Inscription again. But that's definitely one of the topics. The next topics are, let's see. So these are three, but they're basically talking about the same thing. That is, I hate New Dungary, I hate Narukami, and I hate Steamverse. If you don't know about Cardfight Vanguard, you won't know what I'm talking about. But for all those people who play this game, yeah, I have a big hate boner for Narukami, and I would definitely want to talk about it, about the reasons why in a few videos. So there's that. What's the next one? The next two, or three actually. Monarch, the level 6 Monarchs are good design. No one talks about it, but almost every single level 6 Monarch in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually surprisingly well designed. Like, usually I hate Yu-Gi-Oh!'s design aspect when it comes to it, but when it comes to like the original 6 and a few more cards, the level 6 Monarchs are actually not bad when it comes to balance. I actually kind of wish that card design was actually kind of like this, where you can like exchange things for what it. We'll talk about it later when I actually get to the video. But I think level 6 Monarchs are actually good design. Okay. Bakura's deck was weird. So Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a guy called Bakura, had white hair. He was like he had like two sides of himself, like a good version and a bad version, and the bad version had a deck. I would talk about him because his cards are actually very weird. Like for example, the Fusion. Well, let's not talk about it now. We can talk about that when I actually get into it. I was gonna go on a whole spiel. I'm not gonna do it now. Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't that unique? Okay, this would be a big one. My reason why I would say a thumbnail like that would be, first of all, I want your clicks. That's number one. I'll be honest. Number two is that like some of the main things that people even play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the one thing is like the lack of a resource system. But like when you actually play other card games, I'll get into it later. When you actually play other card games, you kind of notice that like the mana system or like any other system that they have easily gets broken after a year. So it's like I don't like it when people that play Yu-Gi-Oh and nothing else say that everything else is slow when you can't vomit out your entire hand. When like 15 minutes in Yu-Gi-Oh, you will go through a whole combo just to get blown out. 50 minutes in Vanguard, sure you get like 6 turns for each other, but you're essentially hitting people and vomiting out your board. It's just not happening in the first like 3 minutes, but it's happening in the fourth minute. Like, this is why I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh is specifically unique, especially when it comes to like things like trap cards. It's like Magic the Gathering already had you beat with instant spells. I don't know why trap cards are so like, wow, they're so great, so new when it comes to interaction, bro. Counterspell has been a card for years. You're lying. maybe I'm acting like a dick, but that's basically my thing. I don't like slander. I don't like slander when it comes to other card games. I think it's stupid. I guess we could look at other stuff. Here's a big one. Regular show, The Bad. I am probably the only person to ever admit to you that I think that Regular Show is literally the best Cartoon Network show. And people are gonna be like, what? But Adventure Time? What? Major World Gumball? What? Steven Universe? And I'm just like, no, man. It's Regular Show. Does that mean I can't recognize a bad? No, I can. There's a lot of bad, actually. And I can talk about that. I feel like that would be the video that would put me on the map, if anything else, just to like talk about what I do not like about Regular Show. And just so you know, it's not just the simping. Like everyone wants to talk about the simping for Mordecai, which I agree, it's egregious. It is not the only thing to not like about Regular Show. Oh hell no. There's way more stuff you can actually get into if it's not just oh lol simp. Simpy. Like no dude. There's way more that I can get into that you just don't think about when it comes to this when it comes to this cartoon. It is kind of insane, and I can prove it. Let's see. Is there any other thing? There's like one more. There's one more. Okay, if you don't know about Ruby, you won't know what I'm talking about. But this is Team Ruby, or no, not Team Ruby. This is Ruby should have had a prison arc. So back when I was talking about like ideas about what Ruby can do at like season 5, 6, or 7 or whatever, I actually thought that first of all, it's bullshit that Team Aesop lost. Legitimately, they should not have lost. And whoever says otherwise, you're fatherless. Anyway, Team Aesop should have won, and there should have been a big ass prison that Iroh put him in, and we should have gotten a prison break arc. I won't talk about anything else. I won't give you any more details. This is just my opinion. Fuck yourself with a pickle. I don't know why I'm like this today. Let's see. Is there anything else? Anything else? No, that's it. That's it when it comes to other topics. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is the last part, and then we'll go on with the conclusion. I want to support my fellow content creators in a helpful way, and I think this is one of the best ways. Usually I try to go into the community tab and recommend videos for my audience to see, which varies when it comes to like people that actually want to enjoy it. But I think videos like this could actually progressively get that into the system. So I have 6 people right here right now. Some are bigger than me, some aren't. And I just want to put my focus on that and support our local platform fighter creators when they can. Okay. First one is Hope. This dude is cool. I talked to him on Twitter about it. That video he made with Incineroar and grapplers in general is really, really good. At the end, it was a little off. It might have been a little off. I need to see it again, but overall, the message of it of that is pretty good. And I would actually I would want this person to like make it when it comes to it. I would really want more views when it comes to his videos because a lot of the topics that he does talk about when he puts in the time is fucking superb. So if you want, please check out his content. It's really cool. Neutral, also another cool guy. Neutral is pretty cool. He memes on Twitter a lot, but when it comes to him actually making like new content that he can enjoy, he puts in the effort in order to do it. Not only that, he has this thread that he actually talks about like different platform fighter videos that people talk about, which is nice. Some of them are popular, some of them are not. And but his recollection to trying to glue content creation together in order to show people is amazing. And he's overall a pretty good pleasure to be around. So I would say, please sub the Neutral. Ask him to make more videos. Antagonize him if you can. No, don't antagonize him. That was a joke. Joking. Okay. My main man, Rottweiler. I've been seeing this man for years. He's kind of the reason why I even got mediocre with him. He's the reason why I am good with Sylvanos mediocrely. Okay. I'm pretty rusty now because it's been like 8 months since I played the game seriously, but overall I think a lot of what he gives and a lot of the things that he talks about is still good to this day. And he's just a dope content creator. He goes out to locals. He's very fit, you know. He pretty much reminds me what I should be doing with my life 24/7. And that's pretty good. He's a brother in arms when it comes to content creation. So if you have the time, please check out Rottweiler. He has a lot of good stuff, and I would recommend this with anyone. Go to their old videos. There's a lot of good material that you can get from a video that's like 3 to 4 years old, and you just don't look at it because you think it's old. There's no value. No, dude. Go to Go to the oldest section of their channels and actually check out their content. Sometimes you find gold. MSB. Damn, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck saying this, but MSB, this is talking to you if you actually saw it. I think some of your voice got corrupted when it comes to our interview. I will try to fix it, but if not, I'm sorry. This also goes out to Durai. I don't think I have your interview anymore because I'm supposed to interview people with a video. I did an interview with a lot of top creators and a lot of random people about Rivals 2. And unfortunately, I think 2 of the interviews got like either corrupted or lost. I have to figure it out. We'll see. If it's not, Durai, I owe you a video. If I can't find it, I owe you a video. My bad, dude. That's my bad. Sorry. Let's get on with MSB. Pretty cool dude. Knows Rivals 1 inside and out, especially with Crag. Incredible. His series that he does with talking and like switching main, letting people switch mains and talk about different topics are also very entertaining. So do not sleep on top players. Sometimes their content is pretty good. I would definitely want people to subscribe to MSB. Oh god. So this is new. Mama's gaming channel. It's so strange because it's like he has a description, right? And his main purpose is to make content creation but being very clean. So no cursing, no gore, no sexual innuendo. Just good, clean content for people. No vulgar, no excessive gore, no sexual innuendos, like nothing. So that's interesting. It's not bad at all. If anyone doesn't like the fact that I curse or anything like that, definitely go to Mama's gaming channel because he prides himself on that sort of thing. So if you want good, clean stuff, go to him. He's also made a platform fighter video that I think, should be talked about more. And I actually think that he should be talking about Rashawn Revolt if he likes characters like that. So definitely check out Mama's Gaming channel. I would say he's pretty good. I like his content. I actually need to get better at video editing. I'm pretty bad at it. Like I'm not as good. Like I'm decent, but you're never gonna see like a whole documentary style thing. Software Neos made this whole like no, that's probably never gonna happen. But you know, it's fine. Mama's Gaming channel. Please sub, guys. He's pretty good. Final one, very important one. My boy MC Hawaii again. This dude has been cool. I have been. I might make content with him soon because he's that much of a cool guy and we talk a few times. But the videos he does do is pretty good, especially when he's with his friend. You know, trying to laugh. You know, certain situations are pretty funny. That's really it. MCY is just a pretty cool dude, and he makes a lot of good content. He also has, I believe in the future, he'll actually post a video of just clobbering me in Rivals because I haven't played this game in like fucking 8 months. But he's a cool dude, and you should definitely sub to him when he gets a chance. His videos might not be like analytical like I am, but if you just want a good time and you want some dopamine in your system, you can definitely go to that guy. So there's that. Okay, let's see. I think that's it. We got Hope. Oh, I am burping a lot today. My bad, guys. We have Hope, Neutral, Rottweiler, MSB, Mama's Gaming Channel, and MC. Yep, that's all of them. Okay, this is the conclusion, everyone. Oh, my bad. I'm so tired. Overall, these past 4 months when it comes to content creation has been very, very interesting. A lot of different opinions, lots of good things happening. It's definitely changed my opinion on a few things, especially when that guy talked about, how the reason why he loves this content is because it's new, fresh, and it's not the same content that we've been getting with Rivals for the past years. That really stick with me. And it's gonna keep sticking with me because I'm going to continue on and try to do this for the next few years if I can. There have been a lot of times where not specifically wrong, but people have disagreements, sort of like the Olympia video and like the Ultimate video, which makes sense. You know, this is what happens when two opinions come together. This is what happens. I'm not mad at it. It's just something to tell everyone. I'm not a shill. I understand that I'm wrong sometimes, and that's fine. Other than that, it's been a pretty interesting road. I want to just continue making videos when I can, and hopefully it gets better. I just hope that, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, I actually would like to be someone's favorite, like either Rivals or like Platform Fighter tuber. Like I would want to be someone's favorite, and I don't know. I would want to be that person that represents people. So I'll try my best, I guess. So that's everything we have, and I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the future. If there's any more questions, you can like talk about it. You can talk about it below, but I definitely could do this another time, if anything. We'll probably give it another few months just so we can get more questions down the line. But you know, it's been a fun one. Hopefully it gets better. That's it.